I want to read our proclamation we have for National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week. When an emergency occurs, the prompt response of police officers, firefighters, and paramedics is critical to the protection of life and preservation of property. Whereas the safety of our police officers and firefighters is dependent upon the quality and accuracy of information obtained from citizens who call the Murfreesboro Emergency Communications Center for help. And whereas public safety telecommunicators are the first and the most critical contact our citizens have with emergency services. Whereas public safety telecommunicators provide a vital link for our police officers and our firefighters by providing them with information and ensuring their safety. And whereas public safety telecommunicators of the Murfreesboro Emergency Communications Center have contributed substantially to the apprehension of criminals, suppression of fires, and treatment of patients. And whereas each public safety telecommunicator has exhibited compassion, understanding, and professionalism during the performance of his or her duties in the past year. Now, therefore, I, Shane McFarland, Mayor of the City of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on behalf of the entire City Council, do hereby proclaim April 11th through the 17th, 2021, a week to observe National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. And I ask that all citizens join me in expressing our appreciation to the City of Murfreesboro emergency communications personnel for their hard work and dedication.
So everybody knows about the 911 call taking. I think that's immediately what people think. Like, you know, we take the emergency calls, but then we also dispatch the calls to the officers. So an officer is driving down the street doing his regular patrols. You hear one of our voices come over the radio, you know, letting them know, hey, this is what's going on.
Emergency communications personnel really are the first responder. They're the ones that when they call us, they're calling us on probably what may be the worst day of their life.
We're the ones that answer those calls for emergency services, also non-emergency. So we're the ones that take the calls, get all the information, officer safety information, location information, whatever they need to classify the call and to get the appropriate units responding, whether that be police, fire, or medical.
We put a lot of time and effort in training our employees through a year-long training process, but throughout that process they're with a trainer and they're on a shift, and that shift supports and backs each other up. Every call that comes into this communication center, whether it's emergency or non-emergency, is generally anywhere between 2 to 4 people working that same call in different aspects of that public safety response.
Every day is different, as you can imagine, all the different calls that we receive, non-emergency and emergency, but really at the end of the day you have a feeling of accomplishment, a sense of that you are a part of this community, you are a vital link in the function and operation of just everyday life in Murfreesboro.
When I first applied, I just thought the job sounded cool. I was like, oh, taking 911 calls, awesome. And I had no idea everything that went into it. Actually, as I went through the process of getting hired, and it's a long process, as it should be, I began to realize everything that goes into this job, everything that's required of a telecommunicator.
I have a history like throughout my family, like them serving, like whether it be like military, Navy. My aunt's a fire marshal. My uncle is like a sergeant in Memphis. So being around them, seeing them like how they make an impact in their community and how people love them, I found like that was something that I could look up to and potentially be myself.
My biggest reason for why I wanted to serve in emergency communications was because I wanted to be able to make a difference in my community. And this was one way that I knew that I could do, and a great way to be able to serve anyone, you know, whether they're a citizen of Murfreesboro or they're just passing through on their way to Florida and something happens. So it's something that I had thought about for a long time, and I'm really glad to be here.
Teamwork is important in emergency communications because without the support of each other, there's no way we could do this job. There are times when we do have to work as individuals, as far as when we're taking phone calls or dispatching on the radio, but when we have a major incident, it takes the whole collaborative effort of the team to successfully complete getting all the resources out that need to be sent out to whoever needs help.
I definitely couldn't imagine doing this job without teamwork. It's times where it seems like you're starting to get stressed out from stuff, whether you're on the radio or it's a lot of calls coming in. And I feel like a lot of the people around here sense that, and then that's when they start to show support without you even having to ask for it.
If you're interested in emergency communications, it would be someone that's interested in serving their community, definitely a servant's heart, hard work, definitely teamwork. It takes a dedicated person. A lot of hours goes into training, and it's a 24/7 position, so it's very demanding and rewarding at the same time.
Well, I'm definitely going to start out by telling them it's not for the weak-minded, because it's a strong thing to be able to have to help people in their worst times of their day.
As you can imagine, this isn't an easy job. It's not a job for the faint of heart. Obviously, we aren't seeing things, but we definitely hear them. So it takes a special person to be able to come into this role and really perform efficiently and effectively. We're very lucky to have the telecommunicators that we do.